Paul, there's Jameson.
Hi.
And I asked them to give you a little bit of motivational speech, just 5 minutes, and then actually are going to have one-on-one sessions. That's what you need. So prepare all questions. You did receive some information on them, so you know who they are somewhat, and the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Cool. Hey everybody, my name is Paul Bragiel. I'm a 3-time entrepreneur. So I started my first company in the late 90s, and we made video games, and actually I had a large office in Poland and in Ukraine. So actually I'm very familiar with the region. I've been to Prague a bunch of times, mostly for fun, never for business. I guess it's my first semi-business trip. But yeah, so I started doing video games, and then in around 2004 I moved to Silicon Valley to pursue kind of like an early location-based service. That company actually was a complete failure. But it got me moved to Silicon Valley, introduced me to some really amazing people, and kind of got me sucked into that really fast-paced world, so it really kind of changed my career, even though, like I said, the company was a complete utter piece of shit. And then after that, I ran a company called Lafora, which was a platform for online communities. So think WordPress or Blogger. We did the exact same thing for that, but for like forums and online groups and stuff like that. And I sold that company about 2 years ago to a company called CrowdGather in the United States. But about 2 years ago, about 2.5 years, I started thinking about doing a thing called IO Ventures. So kind of like what you guys are doing here at StartupYard, it's like a seed accelerator. We did this in San Francisco. So we bought this kind of really cool building in the city. We actually have a coffee shop built in there, and then actually the other half is kind of this kind of co-working space. And we have the pleasure of working with some of the best startups that apply from all around the world. We usually get about 600 to 700 applications every 6 months, and we pick 5 companies that we really think are the best of the best. And about 20%, maybe a little bit more of our investments are actually foreign. I'm very internationally focused. I think that you guys have all the same kind of talent that you guys in Silicon Valley. Just things you have lack of access to some of the financial resources, and then to some of the mentors. But besides that, you guys are building the same stuff. Read all the exact same blogs. You guys go out there and use the same open source frameworks and stuff. So I really believe that you guys can do anything that Silicon Valley can. Just you need to maybe show up your pretty faces and kind of make some meetings occasionally in Silicon Valley. But besides that, there's no reason why a really huge company can't be built out of here. And yeah, so in IO we also have the pleasure of having awesome mentors like Jameson and other guys who started really big companies kind of come by and hang out with us. So why don't you kind of do yourself quickly too.
Yeah, my name is Jameson Su. I'm also a 3-time entrepreneur. I guess the first company I started was a company called WDDG. Started in New York. Basically did advertising, and we ended up getting into games. And we actually worked with Paul's company in Poland. So, but at that time I didn't even know Paul.
I was working through some of the business partners.
Yeah, my business partners were working with him, and that company WDG ended up getting acquired by Publishers Clearinghouse. And then in 2005, I started a company called Mochi Media. It was a game platform to help developers distribute and monetize their games. We were acquired in 2010 by a company called Shanda Games. And that was really intense. It was first time we raised venture capital. We started the company with 100,000 in 2005, ran it for 2 years, and then raised money from Excel. We ended up raising 14 million in total for the company, and it was very public. We had a lot of battles with our VCs. I was almost fired. I tried to fire the VCs. There were threats of lawsuits. It was pretty crazy. It was a very up and down roller coaster ride, and it was a great experience. Though I would never trade it for anything. In the end, we were acquired. It was a great outcome. We ended up selling for about 80 million, and I finished up in the end of 2012 or end of 2011, and we're working with a company that Paul had found within IO called Peaceable. We started mentoring these guys, and when we finished Mochi Media, we ended up actually working with him to kick off the business. And just 2 weeks ago, we announced that we were acquired by Facebook. So this is my vacation before I go to Facebook and work on my next.
Your golden handcuffs.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah. So it's been great, and I think I never thought I would be an entrepreneur like this. It's just so happened because
you mean like this to restart?
I never thought. Yeah, I always I think I became an entrepreneur more because I couldn't get into business school and nobody would hire me. So I had to make my own way, and I think entrepreneurs in general are somewhat crazy. They don't think like normal people, because as an entrepreneur, statistically speaking, the odds are against you. 90+% of businesses fail, and if you know that, then most logical people would never start their own business. So you have to be somewhat crazy. You have to be somewhat believe in things that nobody else believes in. And you have to have that passion in order to be successful as an entrepreneur. And even when things aren't going well, even when you're bored, your investors, everybody's trying to fire you, you still believe in what you're doing, and you continue to go after it. And if you have that passion, if you have that fire in your heart, then anything is possible. You may feel like things are not going well, you may feel like the economy's bad, you may feel like your technology is not working, your co-founder isn't working, your employees aren't working. But at the end of the day, if you believe in something and you persevere, then I think magical things can happen. And we're on our way to lunch. We're talking about how when I started Mochi Media, I was about 29, turning 30. I'm 36 now, and that's only 6 years that I've started and sold 2 companies. I think it's kind of crazy, but I think, and we don't think about time, but when you're working, you feel like it's taking forever. You're like, man, when am I going to get funding? When am I going to get people? When are we going to get customers? But when you believe in something, it all goes by so quickly. When I look back, I can't believe that it's only been 6 years. And I think today we're sitting here talking to you guys.